So a couple of days ago on the channel, I made a video for you all that was titled, I just sold some of my crypto, here's why. And in this video, I explained to you that I had just recognized that Bitcoin has officially made a descending channel, and as a result, I took some profits. Now, the reason I took that profit off the table was very simple. In descending channels, I have a strategy that I stick to no matter what. When Bitcoin is below this 50% threshold, I start buying, and I start buying a lot more when it's below this 25% threshold. And when Bitcoin crosses back above or gets around the 75% threshold, I start selling. Very simple stuff here. Now, not only do I buy Bitcoin, but I also buy alts. And not only do I sell Bitcoin, I also sell my alts. So I make moves in my entire trading portfolio as a result of what Bitcoin is doing in this descending channel. Well, since that video, Bitcoin's price has continued upwards a little bit, pushing from at the time $105,000 all the way up to around $108,000. And I wanted to make a bit of an update here for you all because I think this descending channel is now extremely obvious, yet most people don't recognize it and are at major risk. Okay. Now, before we get into that, guys, don't forget that if you do want to start trading a little bit of crypto yourself today, you can check out that link down below to BTCC. Guys, if you do sign up using my link to BTCC down below, you are going to get up to $10,000 per each one of you in sign-up bonuses, as well as up to 40% in lower fees. I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. And if you do check out the link down below, I have all of the information that you need and how to sign up, a quick tutorial and overview of the exchange, and much more. So all of that's available for you down below. Feel free to go check that out. And one other quick thing, for those of you who did sign up for the crypto playbook sneak peek, the early access, I am going to be sending you out today a sneak peek at 2 chapters. The first one being on technical analysis, and the second one being on long-term range trading. Both of these are going to be available for you here, and the notes that I took with these chapters. Okay, so that's also being sent out to you. If you haven't signed up for it, it is available down below still. It's still not too late. I'll send it to you if you sign up today. Okay, now anyway, let's get into it. Okay, and let me talk about why I believe this is, again, so obvious, yet no one seems to even notice it. So what we can see is that when we did that initial sell, that initial take profit on Bitcoin, let me move you back over here. When we did this initial take profit on Bitcoin, as I mentioned before, Bitcoin's price was right around this level, right around this little threshold, $105,800. And I told you all, what's going to be extremely important is to monitor how Bitcoin interacts with this 75% threshold. Because if we can continue to see it push up into the 75% threshold, I'm going to be taking some profits. And this is going to be another way for us to confirm whether this is really a descending channel or not. Because although it's clear as day to me at this point that it is, you still do want to be getting those confirmations. You want to see Bitcoin's chart reacting to this descending channel as it's supposed to. And that's what it's done. What you can see is that Bitcoin, let me just remove my sell bubble real quick. I'll tell you about that in a second. But what you can see is that Bitcoin's price rallied up past the 75% threshold, and it actually pushed right up here, right to this 87.5% threshold, right in between the 100% and the 75%, and it actually ran into resistance exactly like it did right here. So do you see how we got this bounce and we hit this halfway mark between 75 and 100, the 87.5, and then we got rejected? Well, look, Bitcoin's price runs back up to this threshold, and no, it's not linear, right? This is at a slope, and it hits this sloping point of resistance, getting rejected again, confirming that this is a level of resistance, that this is a level of resistance, and again, very, very, very likely that we are indeed in a confirmed descending channel. So as a result of saying that, what did I do? Well, guys, I went in and I sold some more of my portfolio. What you can see if I actually head over to the school is that I put, as we talked about yesterday, Bitcoin has now officially reached the top 25% of our descending channel, or the 75% threshold. And as a result, I have taken a decent amount of profits off the table from all my major positions. Let's keep playing this descending channel until something changes. And so what's beautiful about it is that we were able to capitalize on this purchase down here. We allowed Bitcoin to ride up towards the 50, took profits, and now it hit the 75, took profits, and now we're in a great spot. One case scenario here is that Bitcoin's price breaks through this descending channel, and then we just keep taking profits. Another scenario is that it does get rejected back to either 106 or maybe even as low as 103, and then we can start to just reinvest back in. I love range trading this. I love playing this range and accumulating the lows, sweeping the lows, and taking profits at the highs, because Bitcoin can do this for months sometimes, and we can just rack up cash. I mean, it's so easy and it's so fun. And guys, I'll again, just kind of let you know, this is long-term range trading, which is something that we talk about in that sneak peek that I'm sending out to those of you who signed up for the playbook. Okay. So that's the game plan. And that's what I believe is extremely obvious. This rejection right here made this a very obvious move, in my opinion, and a very obvious move that we now have a strategy for. Now, you remember I told you, though, that I don't think people are even recognizing that this is happening. The reason I think that is if you head over to the liquidation map, it is heavily favored on the 7-day and even on the 30-day to some degree. If you look at where we are seeing there currently being more liquidations to the bottom side for Bitcoin across all major exchanges than to the top side. Now, if you're new here and you don't know what that means is that a lot of people are betting that Bitcoin's price is going to go up. So if Bitcoin's price goes down, they're going to get liquidated. They're going to lose. And so seeing liquidations to the downside means a lot of people are betting that Bitcoin's price is going to go up. And in my opinion, I think that's an audacious thing to do, knowing that there's only roughly 20% of this descending channel left above us. We're currently right around the 80% threshold. And so the idea of going on super big leverage, I mean, look at this. Look how many, let me just get rid of I wish there was a way I could do it on this one. I can do it on this one. I guess this is fine. It's not what I wanted to do, but look, if I do this and I go here, if I turn off all this, look how much of that, guys, is just 100x leverage. I mean, it's a lot. Then you add in the 50, and that makes it even more. People are using a big leverage right now to bet that Bitcoin's price is going to continue going upwards, and we have massive resistance sitting above us, and you're seeing this rejection for your RSI on the 4-hour, which also confirms that you are running into some sort of midterm resistance. And so because of that, in my opinion, I don't even think people recognize this descending channel, which gives us an edge for now, right? I think we're going to be able to continue to capitalize on this, maybe sweep some more lows, take profits around these highs, and keep playing this game so that while everybody else is gradually losing money as Bitcoin's price is on a decline, we're just raking in cash. And obviously, it's not a ton of cash, guys. These aren't gigantic moves, but it is more cash than we would have had if we just bought and held throughout this whole descending channel. And so that's what I'm going to continue to do. And so with that in mind, the game remains the same. And I do believe, again, this made it very obvious that this is what Bitcoin's doing, and this is what the plan is for me, okay? Now, don't forget, though, I did tell you guys over in the first post that I made, I said I took profits off all major positions that I have that are up whenever I did do that initial sell, but I said this doesn't include any of my newer bags like DAG and SMPL. As you all know, I recently added some DAG, some TARS, some simple AI to my bags. This doesn't include those. Whenever I'm telling you guys that I am taking profits, I'm not talking about my new positions because some of those new positions are either flat or a little bit negative because, of course, the altcoin market hasn't been doing great. Like SMPL, for example, it is up about 27%. Simple AI, it is up about 27% over the last 24 hours. But if you do zoom out to the 7-day, it did finally get that first big correction after that run up. As you all know, we talked about SMPL right around these lower levels on like June 10th, June 9th, roughly. And then we saw SMPL fly all the way up past, I mean, it absolutely sent like 450% after that video because, of course, they did start to release some of their utility. And after flying up like 450%, it has given us a decent correction of about 40% or so roughly. And now it's starting to kind of stabilize. And so I actually did do the opposite with SMPL and DAG. I did buy a little bit more DAG. I told you guys about that 2 days ago, I think. And I did buy a little bit of SMPL a couple of days ago as well, which just so happened to be decent timing because, again, it has given us like a 26% pump or so over the last 26 hours. Now, the reason I did add a little bit more was one, just because this pullback was so healthy, but two, also because they did just release that custom DApp builder that I told you guys about a couple weeks ago. I told you this is one of the aspects of their ecosystem that I'm the most excited about. And if I can see them successfully launch this, I am going to add more to my bag because I believe their intrinsic value would have increased dramatically. And so because of that, of course, it did release. We did see a healthy pullback. It was a perfect scenario, in my opinion, to do some accumulating. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't do a gigantic buy a couple days ago just because I bought down here, right? We bought and we're still up hundreds of percentages. So I'm not going to try to raise my average cost that much. But in general, I do think that it is still undervalued at a $1.8 million market cap. I think $5 million is very possible. So I don't see any reason as to why this couldn't be a good buying opportunity. So I did add a little bit more SMPL. I told you guys I add a little bit more DAG. I haven't added any more TARS AI recently just because I'm very happy with the size of my position. But outside of that, I don't have any new bags that I've started for the most part recently. So the take profit does include basically just everything else. Okay. So that's where I've been. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I believe is extremely obvious. This descending channel is very obvious. It's very obvious to me at this point. Most people are probably going to lose here. And maybe there is a chance that Bitcoin just does send it to the upside. And these people who are over betting are correct. That is just just going to be a little bit difficult. And I'm not really seeing anything in the market right now that says that Bitcoin is going to send it up to 115K, right? So I'll keep you updated as it does play out. I am going on a bit of a trip for the next 4 days, but I will be around making my videos with my phone. So hopefully you guys do still tune in and enjoy those videos. Again, feel free if you do want to get access to 2 lessons from our crypto playbook that we'll be releasing in about a month here. You can get a lesson on technical analysis and a lesson on long-term range trading and some notes to go along with it. If you do want to check that out, the link is down below. Go sign up for the crypto playbook coming soon. This is going to be, of course, something we release in 27 days. Feel free to check that out. Don't forget to go check out BTCC if you want to start trading today. And I hope you guys, of course, did enjoy. But with that in mind, of course, you guys have an absolutely fantastic Thursday, and I'll see you all in the next one.